Hi, I'm Dr. Duckett, and welcome to another episode of Becoming You. This podcast is to help assist you in becoming a better, successful you in life and in business. I am delighted to share with you today on just that. We know that becoming a better you takes work. In fact, it takes a lot of work that we sometimes really don't want to do on ourselves. Today, I want to talk about take your vibration back. Take your vibration back. Yes, I want to talk about today take your vibration back. As we continue to face the unknown and the uncertainty of this pandemic, many have lost their vibration during the pandemic. You see, before the pandemic, we were vibrant. We were able to attract certain things we wanted to see in our life, and it would manifest. And that's because we had high energy that gave us power within us. But because of the age and time that we are in, the vibration has or is slowly becoming dim for many. For the reason being, during this pandemic, we had to stop doing a lot of things that we were used to doing. We had no choice. The choice wasn't given to us. And because of it, many have lost the vibration, that energy they once had that would attract and manifest in their life what they wanted. Now, I know you may be asking yourself, what is all of this stuff about vibration? And how does this help me to become? I understand your thought process because when this subject was dropped into my spirit, I was like, huh? What are you talking about? I sort of kind of had the same questions. So here's what I mean by taking back your vibration. Everything that you were able to accomplish and become successful at was because of the high energy, which we call high vibration, which means that your thoughts and feelings and emotions are coming from a positive place that allowed you to manifest for yourself success because you understood within yourself who you were or who you were becoming. That high vibration was allowing you to be more authentic of who you are and more capable of tuning into what you really wanted and then creating and manifesting it into the world. That high vibration will allow for you to create and strive to be the best you could be in any given moment. When we are unable to manifest, we are in low vibration, which means your vibration is linked to fear, anxiety, sadness, and depression. Your energy is low due to whatever situation or circumstance life has dealt you during this pandemic. So, such as the pandemic for some, the pandemic actually put you in a box, meaning it took you I'm sorry, meaning it told you to stay home and not interact with the world around you. And because of this, for some, it felt like a prison. Although there were no physical bars or shackles, you were confined to that space, such as your home and so forth. And being confined didn't help a whole lot. And in the beginning, you were cool with it because we didn't think that the pandemic was going to last as long as it did or as it has. And so, you didn't mind having that like little vacation time to yourself to catch up on, maybe some house, cleaning and straightening up and fixing up things and stuff like that. But because we've been in it for a while, uh, some have are experience low vibration now in their life, and now you are ready for everything to go back to normal because you're not feeling this low vibration. For example, I know a coworker of mine's was feeling and still is feeling feeling depressed because she was so used to being around people for socialization, and because of this, is experiencing anxiety, depression, and sadness, all because something was taken from her. Without it being her choosing. And so this, of course, made her vibration low to the point of doing virtual learning has her anxiety high. She can't function at all. She's forgetful and unable to focus because of the box she is in. Yeah, she wants to get away from her family because she it's like when she's in school, she is like a breath of fresh air. She's able to really go out and socialize, communicate, rather it be with student and or teacher. And because this was taken from her, not of her choosing, it put her in a state of being, which means that it put her in a place of, sadness, a place of depression, a place of anxiety. I could feel her low vibration, and I knew that, she wasn't the same as she would be if we were in school. And so I could feel her low vibration, and I would attempt to get her out of that low vibration. But sometimes when a person is in a low vibration state, it can become hard to get them out of it, especially if they don't want to move from the low vibration. This is just an example of how low vibration can affect a person. But most people with high vibration will notice or feel others' vibration because of the high vibration that they are carrying with them. You see, your vibration is a fancy way of describing your overall state of being. Rather, that state of being is being happy, being joyful, being, excited, or it could be the opposite. It could be, being sad, depressed, or feeling anxious or anxiety, can cause your overall state of being. So the atmosphere or the energetic quality of a person, place, thought, or thing, will, allow us to feel that vibration in that moment, rather if it's low vibration or high vibration. But much of how we feel is from vibration. Everything in the universe is made up of energy vibrating at different frequencies. Everything that we touch when we drive our car is vibrating at, a different frequency. When we're walking and it's vibrating at a different frequency. When we're sitting, we're vibrating at a different frequency. And even things that look solid are made up of vibrational energy, and that includes you. When we read in our reading vibes in intuition, you can tell a person's energy when they walk into a room. For example, while some people draw you closer, others may make you want to keep your distance, and it's because of the vibration that they're carrying at that time. So if they're carrying a vibration, of a low vibration, you may go towards it and try to help them come out of that vibration. But sometimes, like I said, you can't help them come out of that vibration if they don't want to come out of that vibration. Then you have those who have high vibrations, and let me share this with you. Some high vibrations, are good, and some high vibrations are not so good, because some have the ones that are not so good are the ones that are really ego centered, right? They're ego centered, and they will walk, with an ego. They will walk and enter a room with the ego, and you can feel that vibration, and that your high vibration, which is the positive vibration, will tell you that this vibration is not right. They're too into themselves. They're too, self-centered. They're conceited. Their ego, you know, um, is allowing them to have this vibration that you don't even want to be near. And I like, when I was reading some material, it said like ego was like the thing of you edging God out. Wow, how can you edge God out, in this high vibration state, right? And so when you are in, that ego high vibration state, that's going to be an unwelcome vibration that, persons will not want to entertain or be around because of the vibration. But when you have the vibration that is positive, that is God centered, this is the vibration that you want to keep, because this vibration is going to allow you to discern, when other vibrations enter your space. It's gonna allow you to discern, if it's good or if it's bad. It's just gonna allow you to really feel that, and that's because of the intuition that is within your being that allows you to discern certain vibrations and others, because vibration is everything, and vibration is all about how you think, and as you think you vibrate, as you vibrate you attract. And that's a quote from Abraham Hicks. He said, as you think you vibrate, as you vibrate you attract. And that is so true, because whatever it is that you're thinking, right, you're going to actually vibrate it. It's going to vibrate, and you're going to feel the effects of the vibration. And as you vibrate, whatever it is that you're thinking, guess what? You're going to attract it into your life. And so you have to be very careful on the things that you are thinking of, that is vibrating in your life, and that is allowing it to vibrate and attract it into your life. Some things you want to, don't want to be, so in your thoughts, because some of those thoughts are just not good. It's just not good. It's like, when someone wants to be um unfaithful. Let's just say some, spouse wants to be unfaithful, right? It's because of the thinking that they had, that they allowed that thinking of unfaithfulness, unfaithfulness to vibrate in their life. And they had that thought so heavy that it vibrated and it attracted it into their life, where now they're, in a full blown affair, right? That was just something that came to mind, a full blown affair, because of what they thought. They vibrated, and it vibrated, that vibration attracted itself into their life. So you have heard time and again that whatever you offer out into the world will return back to you. That's what vibration is all about. And so in your thinking, if you're offering it to the world, guess what? It's going to return back to you, whether it's negative or positive. That thing or that thought is going to return back to you, because you are offering it to the world. And that's what, because of the law of the universe, says that you are responsible for your life, and can manifest change according to how you direct your thoughts and your emotions. And for example, going through and dealing with my own personal journey has allowed my thoughts and emotions to dictate my vibration, right? And as I allowed my thoughts and my emotions to dictate my vibration, I slowly was feeling powerless, because I could not shake off those thoughts and emotions. But before these thoughts and emotions came about, my vibration was like high. It was like, it was high. So from a 1 to a 10, it was on a 10. And the energy I had was allowing me to create, right, and become successful at it, right, because I was creating this high vibration in my life, where it was allowing me to create, and it was allowing me to become more, of who God created me to be, right? And so I felt like I was unstoppable at that time because of this high vibration, and I was becoming me until I was stopped. Yes, I was stopped by a genuine thought that took my emotions to another place in my life that had me creating less, and eventually at a standstill. And so, and this, I'm not kidding you. Like, it's like when you are, really thriving and flourishing and soaring, and the things that God, has chosen for you to thrive and soar, and something will come and knock you off of that, right? It will knock you off, and it would, make you feel powerless. It will make you feel powerless, and you will be, and when you're feeling powerless, guess what? You're going to create less, right? And eventually you're just going to stop it all. You're just going to be at a standstill, because you are not understanding why, why this is coming at you. Why are you now feeling powerless? Why you're now unable to create, when you are, like, a creative person, and now you're at a standstill because of whatever came into your life during that moment of you being on this high vibration, allowing you to create and become more of who God created you to be, and to become successful at it. The enemy doesn't like that, right? The enemy will shake you up in a way that you're not even expecting it to be you be expecting you to be shaken up, because your mind is on one thing, and that's to do the will of God for your life. But when life takes a turn, guess what? This low vibration will begin to enter into your life and into your space, and it will allow you to fall into, fear, or maybe anxiety, or maybe depression, and you will be. You won't be able to create more. You'll be creating less, and you'll be at a standstill because of it. And so I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision, and I was going to was I going to allow these thoughts and emotions to keep me from becoming who God has created me to be, or keep me from creating, keep me from manifesting. And so I had to make the decision to take my vibration back. To take what was being stolen from me, because it's in the word. The Bible says, and I believe it's John 10:10, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, right? But God has come to give us life, and give us life more abundantly. But the thief was coming to steal the vibration that God allowed me to have to create, to create for him, for him to be able to be successful, in life. And because in that low vibration state, I was not who I was. I wasn't, you know, uh, who I uh, who I was, right? I wasn't me. I wasn't me. Like, I wasn't feeling me, like, because I wasn't able to create the way that I normally would create, because of the thoughts and the emotions that the enemy brought into my life. It kind of had me at a standstill, and I was not who I was created to be, and I refused to settle for such a vibration. I refused to settle for low vibration, because that is not me. I'm always in a high vibration state, to be able to get things done, and be able to create, and do and obey what God has shared with me to do. So, how would I take my vibration back? How would I bounce back? How would I bounce back and take my vibration back, so that I could become again, right? I needed to become again, because me becoming, was basically taken from me at that moment, and I allowed it to, you know, I allowed it to happen. I allowed it, for it to come and take, you know, uh, take that vibration from me. And so how would I take my vibration back, so that I could become, again, and first I had to become conscious of my thoughts, right? I had to become conscious of my thoughts. Our thoughts are everything. Like, the things that we think about is everything. I had to, and because of my thoughts, I had to get rid of, that negative thinking, because that negative thinking was not getting me anywhere. All it was doing was making it worse. And how do I know that? Because I could feel the energy of the negative thinking. I can tell you, everything you think, say, or feel becomes your reality. Every single thought that comes into your head has an impact on you. And this was happening for myself. Every thought was becoming my reality. What I said or how I felt was becoming my reality. And although my thoughts and feelings were legit, right? Because just some of you all, your thoughts can be legit, right? It can be truly legit. It can be like something that you're really experiencing, right? But you can't allow those thoughts and feelings, to take away the vibration that you once had. And I still could not give it power anymore. I could not give those thoughts and feelings power anymore. I had to let that go, let that negative thinking go, because those negative thoughts, those negative feelings, I had to let go, because it was not serving me at all. As a matter of fact, it was serving the enemy, and the enemy was having a field day with the negative thinking and the feelings I was having to deal with the legit thoughts and emotions that entered into my life, and so the enemy knows how to do his job. The enemy knows his assignment very, 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 very well, and the enemy is always on a high vibration, right? The enemy never goes on a low vibration, because the enemy knows exactly what he is, and how he is, and how he does things, right? And so the enemy is, always, at work trying to pull you down, so that you can't become truly who God has created you to be. And so, in order for um, me to take my, vibration back, I had to become cautious of my thoughts. And so you too, in order for you to take your vibration back, you have to become conscious of your thoughts, and don't allow your thoughts to become your reality. Don't allow your feelings to become your reality, because your thoughts and feelings, no matter if they're negative, no matter if they're positive, guess what, they're ultimately going to become your reality. And so whenever you're in those thoughts that are negative, that does not empower you, that does not serve you, in the capacity that you need to be served, that you need to be served and honored, guess what, those are the thoughts that you need to get rid of. Those are the thoughts that you need to let go. Don't allow those thoughts to have power, over you. Don't allow those thoughts to have power over your feelings. Don't allow those thoughts to have power on how you move, right? Don't allow those thoughts, to be a part of a piece of clothing that you put on, every day. Don't allow those thoughts, to be placed, or to not placed, but to settle, in your life, or in your space. Because when you allow those thoughts, those negative thoughts I'm talking about, are the ones that are going to become your reality. And then you're going to wonder how, you got to this place. How did this happen? How did this reality take place? And it was because of the thoughts that you had about, whatever it was, those situations or circumstances that came into your life. Also, I had to find something beautiful and appreciate it. And so what I found beautiful was writing and creating, because I love to write and I love creating. I'm a freelance graphic designer, and so when I create, it makes me feel good. I'm able to put things on in Photoshop, and make it beautiful, right? And then when the piece is finished, I'm like, wow, that looks really, really good. I mean, and even when I'm writing, sometimes, when I'm writing, I'm like, oh, wow, that's a beautiful, piece, that's a beautiful saying, or it's just beautiful just to even take the time out to even write about something that you can write, such as this podcast. This is beautiful. To me, to write is beautiful. So that allowed me to appreciate the beauty in writing and creating, because I am a creative being and I was born to create. You see, everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it, right? Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. And so if you just close your eyes for just a moment and see what comes to mind when you think of the word beautiful, you may think of nature or trees, a waterfall, the birth of a new baby. Maybe it's a song or a poem. The definition of beauty is a combination of qualities such as shape, color, or form that pleases the senses, especially the sight. Our sight is very important, because our sight helps us to see the beautiful things in life. But we just gotta recognize, what those beautiful things are in life. I believe that everything is beautiful, but sometimes you have to make it personal. Sometimes you have to make it personal where you're able to see. Like, I love nature, so when I look at trees, I'm looking at the beauty of the trees. I'm looking at the shape, of how the trees are shaped. I'm looking at how the leaves are blowing, in the wind, like they're, going back and forth. Because I even be like, what are the trees talking about, when they're doing that, right? So I look at the beauty of a tree, and the beauty of a tree is, guess what, trees give us oxygen, right? And so that's the beauty of, of a tree. So you may have the same, thing as far as nature is concerned, but you have to find, personally, what, is that seem to be beautiful for you. Some can, say the stars, or, some can say the moon or the sun, or, their family, whatever it may be. You have to, put your sight on that, because our sight is everything. Because what we see is what we get, right? What we see is what we get, and everything that we get may not be so beautiful, but there are things, beautiful things within those things that, may not be so beautiful according to our sight. So the beauty that we are familiar with is subjective and personal. But the truth is, you can find beauty in almost anything. So what is something beautiful for you that you can appreciate, and hold on to allow, if you're in a state of low vibration, to allow, the high vibration to begin to be activated in your life. So that you can have that high vibration again. You see, when you are able to tap into that place to appreciate something beautiful, you are able to take back your vibration. And guess what? Create more, become more, and manifest more, because you took that vibration back. Another thing I did to take back my vibration, I began to work more on myself. As you know, I was in, doing a 30-33 challenge, like 30 days, 30 minutes. I was, working on myself, um, not allowing situations and circumstances to control, me in that moment, because I knew that that was something more, for me. I knew that I was something more, and that God had something more for me. So I had to put myself in a position where, I needed to work more, on myself, so that the high vibration, could stay. Like, so the high vibration can stay. And high vibration can stay, and me not allow the situations and circumstances to control, who I am not. So I began to raise my vibration by allowing positive energy to flow in my life. And so that took me placing positive thoughts in my life. Yes, that's what I mean by allowing positive energy to flow in my life. I had to think positive thoughts all the time. And whenever one of them little negative thoughts would creep in, I would just knock it out, get it out the way, punch it out, whatever I had to do, so that I would not lose the positive energy that was flowing in my life. And of course, things and people will come in and try to, snatch that positive energy from you. But guess what? Even if that happens, you got to snap back out of it, and you got to move, and you got to allow that positive energy to flow, back in your life, so that basically you can be in alignment with yourself, and in harmony, with yourself, because of the positive energy that you're allowing to flow back into your life. So I had to create a movement in my life. And so that meant I had to, get active. I had to get up and begin to move. Yes, I was exercising, walking. I even, would take the time out to dance just because I felt like dancing. I would just turn the music on and just, just start dancing, because vibration, you know what? Vibration is everything. My students, they like really like how I basically begin class, because I begin class with music. Music is another thing that will help you to have vibration, because it sets the tone of your day, right? And so I would do that for my students. Matter of fact, I do it for my students every single day. Before we even start class, I'll log on, because we're in a virtual space. I'll log on 5 minutes early, and I'll just be playing some music, right? Some music that, as they're coming on, they can feel the vibration, and that they can have a, they can have a positive and productive class, where they're now focused, because they have high energy. Now they're not laying down sleeping. They're not, they're not, what I want to say. Oh, let me turn it this way. They're responding, they're participating, they're engaging, in the lesson for the day. And so music can be another way to allow your vibration to become high, if you allow it. And doing this, I noticed that my vibration was becoming even more higher and stronger, so I mean, like, I'm right now, I'm like kind of dancing, kind of moving, because of the high vibration that I have. I'm smiling, I'm just, because of the state that I'm in. Remember, how vibration is about the state of being, your state of being, like the state of being that you're in. And so why was this? I was operating at a different frequency. I was operating at a different frequency, and I was no longer operating on the low vibration I once had. But now I was operating on a frequency that was giving me back my high vibration. I was taking back my vibration, because my vibration belonged to me. Yes, it did. My vibration belonged to me, and I was not going to allow, and I'm not going to allow that vibration to be stolen from me ever again. And as I took it back, it was giving me power within to create that energy I needed to continue to become again, because taking my vibration back was so much more about me becoming aware that I have power to begin with. I have power to begin with, but becoming aware of the power that is within me. That power within me is a power the enemy did not want me to see, feel, or have. Do you have any idea how much power you have access to within yourself when you allow yourself to connect to higher vibration and allow that vibration to flow throughout your life? And so in order to take back your vibration, you have to work on yourself. You have to say, you know what, there is power, within me. I have power within me that the enemy does not want to show up in the world. But guess what? I'm going to serve the enemy notice, because guess what? This power that God has given me, it will show up in the world, because it was given. This power within me was given to me, as a gift from God. And so we have to allow that power that is within us, to allow the high vibration to be activated and flow throughout our life, so that we can create, so that we can become more, and become more, and become again, right? And so you have to take your vibration back. And in order to do that, you have to work on yourself. And finally, I had to understand this, that God is within me. God is within me. God is within you. And so no matter where you are in life, God is within you. And when you know and understand this, everything changes. The game changes when you know that God is within you. Everything changes in that moment. And in that moment, in that moment, that's when you will decide to take your vibration back and stop giving it to fear and worry and self-doubt and anxiety and depression and whatever, and all of that separation the ego causes. And when you take your vibration back, you have to have the courage to show up and place it in God, because God is within you. Listening to um, that small voice. And when you do, love yourself enough to honor and obey that small voice, because that small voice, God within you, is helping you to create and discover who and what you really are as a child of a loving God that wants to give you the world. God wants to give you the world. He wants you to have, everything that your heart desires, but you have to understand that, God is within you, and that you are, a child of God. You are a child of a loving God, who wants to give everything to you, who wants to give you the world. And so today, I challenge you today to take your vibration back. Don't take your vibration back, so that you can get back on track of creating and manifesting all God has for you, because God has a lot riding on you. God has a lot, God has a lot riding on you, and God wants you to be in position, where, what He has for you, guess what it is for you, and you're going to go and grab it. You're going to reach up and grab it, and you're going to run with it, because God wants you to have it, right? He wants you to take your vibration back so that you can get back on track of creating and manifesting all God has for you. I'm Dr. Duckett, and thank you for listening to another episode of Becoming You.